Welcome to SNN Live. We're broadcasting live from our studios in Los Angeles, California. I'm Robert Kraft, and today on our program we have Nick Kovacevich from Kush Bottles. The symbol is KSHB. Nick, welcome to SNN Live.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. So for our audience, let's start off with an overview of Kush Bottles.
Well, Kush Bottles is the compliant packaging solutions leader for the legal cannabis industry. We operate in every state that has legal cannabis programs. We have facilities in 3 states, one in Southern California, Orange County, where I'm headquartered. We also have one in Denver, Colorado, and one in Seattle, Washington. And what we do is we provide the packaging products, also ancillary products, as a one-stop shop for people operating medical marijuana dispensaries, recreational marijuana stores, or marijuana cultivators or processors. Those are our customers.
Okay, let's take a step back real quick. So we're talking about packaging products. Can you explain those a little bit? What does that mean?
Well, the packaging products we offer are anything from the standard kind of pop-top vial, which is something that Kush Bottles brought into the market originally 6 years ago, to the traditional twist and turn vial that you would see at a pharmacy, to a barrier bag, which is essentially a food-grade bag that comes in many shapes and sizes and forms, and you can customize to your needs. So those are some of the products that we offer, but what we do is we take a hard look at the rules and regulations of the states in which we're offering packaging services. We figure out the correct portfolio that matches the needs for those regulations for our customers in those markets, and then we cater our product mix to fit that. So we provide anything and everything. We pride ourselves on being a one-stop shop for our customers.
How did you get to where you currently are today?
So we started the company in 2010, really saw this legal marijuana industry happening. In Southern California, there was a big concentration of medical marijuana dispensaries. And we wanted to see how we could provide some sort of ancillary product to this industry. We saw ourselves similar to the guys that were attacking the gold rush, selling the picks and the shovels or the jeans. And we wanted to say, what was our product that we could bring to the table? And so we started with a pharmaceutical grade child-resistant pop-top vial. It was a little bit ahead of the time because the industry was pretty nascent, and there was a lot of people that were operating within compliance, running a good business, and they were getting shut down by the city or by the federal government for no means other than is kind of a public sentiment thing. And so we were fighting against that. We were fighting against Ziploc bags because there was no compliancy around the packaging. And we continue to grow our business. We continue to develop more and more products. We continue to develop more and more relationships within the space. And then as the industry started to regulate in 2014, that's when our business really took off. And that's when Colorado and Washington came online, and there were regulations developed, and our products met those regulations to a T. And so it was really a fit at that point, and the business just skyrocketed, and now we've taken advantage of that momentum in every new market that's opened up.
Okay, so let's talk about that compliance and the new regulation. So how is it that your bottles fall within that? Can you explain that?
So we have our products tested for child resistancy, so that they're up to standard. We have products that are child resistant, and we have products that are not. It all depends on what you're packaging, what state you're operating in, and what your current needs are. And so we offer a vast array of products. They're all available online, and people can take a look and see what works best for them. And then we can educate them based on our intimate knowledge of the regulations in their state, which products are going to be viable and which products do they like that appeal to them that also fit within the regulation. That's where we come in as a real true packaging partner and bring some clarity to the situation and ultimately provide them with the right product.
How do you acquire new business? Do you partner with certain firms in those states that have come online? How does that work?
So luckily we have a very good brand reputation within the industry. That's one of the bonuses about being around since the beginning. since 2010. So a lot of people know us, a lot of people refer business to us, and then we do a great job of retaining business. Most of our business is all repeat business. It's customers that we've developed deep relationships with, customers that have maybe expanded their operations as well, and guys that are moving from state to state and opening up new facilities. We're right there to continue to provide that level of service and the quality of products that they've come to know and expect. But in addition, we have an easy sales channel to get to new markets, and what we do is we essentially look at what the state is outlining as far as their license program. We identify who is awarded those licenses ahead of time, and then we target them with a phone call, and we talk to them and we say, hey, you just got your license, congratulations. You're probably looking at a rule book this thick, and that section in there about packaging and compliance, we got that covered. We're experts. We've studied that, back to front, and so we can recommend products that fit those regulations and take that whole thing off your equation. So we make it easy for our guys, and we get to them ahead of the curve, and we service them properly so that they continue to come back.
And it probably helps if you have relationships with different consulting firms that have a foothold in those states, and they can say, hey, this is who we use, this is who's compliant. You should talk to Nick from Kush Bottles. That's how it works too, right?
Of course, consulting firms are integral in making sure that people are getting licenses in the new states, and we keep really good relationships with some of the leading firms. Denver Consulting Group, who's one of the leaders in writing licenses in many different states. I think they're writing applications in Hawaii right now. They wrote applications in New York. They're looking at writing applications in Alaska. So we're talking about covering the entire continent with a firm like DCG. Greg Gamet, one of their founding partners, is on our board of directors. So Greg can easily recommend the right compliance solution for his customers that he's consulting with. But there's numerous firms that we work with, and we try to develop the relationship where those firms can rely on us to provide a quality product that's compliant, and then take that off of the table for their worries of their customers. We solve that problem.
What's the barrier to entry? It seems that the cannabis industry, it's a growing industry. There's tons of headlines out there. I mean, every other week there's a new special on CNN. So what's stopping the bigger guys from coming into this space that you're currently going after?
Well, right now we are doing a great job of just defending the space, and we're doing that by, number one, having our first mover advantage. We were in the industry in 2010. A lot of people respect that. They know our company because we've been around and we've been through the trials with a lot of our customers. Number two, we have products that specifically fit this industry. We have an intimate knowledge of the marijuana industry. We have an intimate knowledge of the rules and regulations surrounding the industry, and therefore we've picked the perfect product portfolio to meet the needs of the industry. We've also done a great job of maintaining and developing new relationships with a lot of the key players in the industry, and we've always valued the relationships with the end customers. We valued our relationships with the marijuana license holders, either the dispensaries, the retail stores, or the marijuana cultivators or processors. So we've done a great job of making our company very defensible, and we continue to operate with a sense of urgency to stay ahead and to stay above. And at some point, more players are going to come into the industry. Great, we're going to welcome it.
And it seems like you guys kind of have a little bit of a first mover advantage as well. Is that true?
We have a first mover advantage in every new state that opens up. That's the unique opportunity here that we're working with. We have new states that are coming on board that right now don't have any business. There's no packaging companies there. So when a state opens up a license program, we're the first ones there. We're bringing in our product mix. We have some proprietary products that we can bring and service our customers with that other people simply can't, because it's stuff that we've developed with our intimate knowledge of the marijuana industry over the years.
Okay. And so, all right, this past week, today's April 12th, you've come out with a couple news releases over the last week. So firstly, I want to talk about financials. You just came out with your Q2 2016 today. So let's talk about that. Give me an overview, what happened this past quarter.
Well, this past quarter we saw tremendous growth, sustained growth, and we saw more profits. And so I think people are excited about our second quarter results because it shows that the business is hitting scale, hitting stride, continuing to execute according to our plan. And so people are excited about that. I think what people are also seeing is that the industry as a whole is growing. And as the industry grows, we continue to grow. So we welcome continued expansion into new markets. We welcome continued growth within our current customer base. So our financials speak to that, and I think people can get excited about a company that's in the cannabis space that's posting real revenues and reoccurring consistent revenues, because there's not a lot of companies that are doing that, especially at the public level.
On the financials, as you said, you guys are profitable. But what I also noticed that you guys are spending a bit of cash, and I think that has to do with one of your releases that just came out also, I believe it was on Monday. So can you comment on that?
Yeah, when you look at our financials, you're using our cash very effectively to continue to fuel growth. And that's a key thing for us, is continuing to reinvest into products or into endeavors that are going to pay off for us down the road. And so when you look at our release on Monday, which was in regards to our bud gloves, is the official glove of the marijuana industry, a new product that we just brought into our portfolio. And so we're the first company to actually create a product specifically for the use of cultivation facilities, people handling and using marijuana. So the glove is designed specifically for that, and it's a glove that can be marketed specifically to the industry, and we expect sales of this product to only increase over the months and years to come.
So, we're in the middle of your Q3, and moving ahead, from what you can tell me, what are some of the goals and milestones, not only for the end of Q3, but maybe moving ahead for the rest of 2016?
For us, Q3 and Q4 are about sustained and continued accelerated growth. It's really our busy time of the year. When you talk about April having 420 there, when you talk about the summer, that's always a busy time as well. And so we'd like to just finish our year very strong. And one of the things that we're also doing is raising capital so that we can continue to deploy it and reinvest it into more sustained growth. And so when we look to raise capital, we look to place it into stuff that's going to be like our bud gloves, or more products that we can distribute to our customers, or to fuel our expansion into new territories. That's another good use of capital. And so I think our Q3 and our Q4 are going to really springboard us into 2017, which is going to be a huge fiscal year for us.
And where can our audience go and find more information about Kush Bottles?
The audience can go to kushbottles.com. The audience can go to ir.kushbottles.com, which talks a little bit about more of our corporate structure and the things that we're doing on a corporate level. They can also subscribe to our newsletter at ir.kushbottles.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're broadcasting live from our studios in Los Angeles, California. With me again has been Nick Kovacevich from Kush Bottles. The symbol is KSHB. Nick, thank you so much for coming out to SNNLive.
Thank you for having me.